Hey guys, Brian Hilliard here, author of the best-selling book, Networking Like a Pro, and proud member of the Only Networking community. And I gotta tell you, I am fired up. As you can see, first of all, chillaxing a little bit here at the beach. Had a chance to kind of take a little time off. Just actually doing a little walk, part of my morning routine. And one of the things I was thinking about as I was walking was this idea of networking and what it is that you can do to be more successful in your networking. I get people who come up to me and they're like, you know what, Brian, I'm networking, I'm meeting folks, but it's not turning into bottom line business. Maybe this is you. Maybe you're going out, you're doing networking physically or virtually, and it's, like I said, not turning into referrals, or you're building rapport and you're building community. All important things. I want to get clear on that. Building rapport, building community, all important things. But it just, at the end of the day, if you're running a business, what's the important thing? What are we trying to do? We're actually trying to generate more referral-based business vis-a-vis our networking. And here's what I tell people. If you have, in the last couple of months, take a look at this. This is how you can tell if your networking is actually working. In the last couple of months, I'm going to challenge you. Take a look at it. Take a look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. If you haven't gotten at least 5 introductions in the last 2 months, and one of those introductions hasn't turned into a legitimate, potential paying client situation, I'm not even saying that it has to be a client. Like, I'm not saying you have to convert it into a client. We can talk about that. But if 5 introductions over a 2-month period, okay, if you haven't got that, and one of those 5 hasn't turned into a legitimate sales opportunity in terms of a paying client, then we got to take a look at it. We're doing something wrong. Okay, part of it might be that you're not networking in the right place. That could be part of it. Another part could be that you don't have a real clear message. I call that creating a clear, consistent marketing message. People just might not know what you do, okay, or be able to articulate it. Number 3 is that you might not be following up with folks, okay, doing one-to-ones. Number 4 might be that you're just not doing enough kind of what I call business meetings, where you follow up with people, you're having a good conversation, you schedule what I call a business meeting, and that's where I get my referrals from, my introductions, okay? One of those 4 things, and maybe the 5th is like from a sales perspective, that might be it as well, but one of those 4, maybe 5 things is happening at least. And let me talk a little bit about the first one here, which is networking in the right spot. One of the places that I love networking is with the Only community. It's a group of folks where we've got chapters in the UK and in the US. Really, really salt of the earth, great bunch of folks. Now, if you have a networking group that you like, great. I suggest that you go to at least 2 paying groups. Let me talk about that. A lot of times I'll see people, they'll be like, oh, well, I'm networking here, I'm networking there. And I'm like, okay, well, are these free groups? Are these paying groups? Like, what are they? And they're like, oh, well, they're all free groups. And I'm like, well, it's hard to be able to expect to get paying clients from free networking groups. I'm not disrespecting, like, I go to a couple of free ones myself. I'm not disrespecting it. I'm just saying that it's hard to consistently get paying clients from free groups. So I recommend that you get involved with at least 1 or 2 paying groups. For me, like I said, I'm a part of the Only group. If you want to do something else, that's up to you, not a problem. But the point is that you actually are doing this on a consistent basis and moving forward. Now, with Only specifically, like I said, we've got a bunch of groups. I want to say it's like 23 chapters right now. We've got a couple out here in the US. We've got several out in the in the UK. And the thing that I like about it is that it allows you to be able to cross the pond. You're able to go meet some folks. It's a monthly meeting. It's really, really good stuff. The owners, James and Kelly West, are awesome, salt of the earth people. If you'd like to come as my guest, you're more than welcome. If you'd like to go to some other groups, there's nothing wrong with that. BNI is a great group to go to. There's some virtual groups, there's some physical groups. You can go to that. I'm trying to think of some other ones that I go to. There's a group called the Women's Prosperity Network. I've been to that one time, but that looks like a really good group. They've got some online stuff. So there's all kinds of good groups that you can go to. Make sure that you find your tribe, make sure that you find where you want to be, and you can go from there. And that will at least get you started towards being able to better monetize your activities. All right. So in the meantime, my name is Brian Hilliard, saying so long, take care, and thanks so much for your time.